All right, Pablo Picasso says, the chief enemy of creativity is good sense. So the chief enemy of creativity is good sense. How can we use that to be more creative, be more productive, and actually, in my opinion, of working with myself and others, actually create something better than we even thought? And the way that works, and I have a great story, a client that I work with, and also my own personal story, and I'm going to share in a moment. And what's so powerful about this is he's saying the chief enemy of creativity is good sense. So we have to go beyond good sense. We don't want good sense. That's the chief enemy. We don't want good sense. So what do we want? Well, the way I interpret it, and I've seen it play out, is we don't want good sense. We want something that just pops in our head, some kind of different idea, something, a whim, inspiration, an inkling, then we just run with it, right? And so that was my agreement a long time ago. I worked with a producer to adapt a story called Emissary of Light into a screenplay, and that was my agreement with the universe back then. I was like, how do we make a story of a guy finding a secret community that's been existing for 2,000 years, just holding and channeling peace for the planet until we can evolve to do it for ourselves, right? How do we make that? Where's the romance? Where's the excitement? Where's the fun? How do we make that happen, right? So I was like, all right, just give me the ideas and I'll run with them, and I'll play with what I know and the story structure, and we'll make it happen, right? And so it turned out, we haven't sold it yet, but if someone's interested, you know where to find me, and we'll talk about it, right? The second story is from Space Spiders on prom day, okay? So I had that experience of just going, okay, universe, I'm here, right? So when I started writing Space Spiders on prom day, I was like, all right, this is my first novel. I had written 3 screenplays. I had learned story structure, beginning, middle, and end, fantastic. And I was like, I think I can write a novel, but I don't know. But my agreement was whatever pops into my head, I'm gonna run with. If I'm writing a scene with a scarf, and all of a sudden I see it as red scarf, it's a red scarf in the story. I'm not gonna question it, I'm gonna go with it. It's a first draft. We're gonna just throw common sense right to the wind. We're just gonna go with whatever and write. So here I am, a writing. Cheif's part of the hunting group, which is important to me in Pennsylvania. There's like 700,000 hunters there, and that was important to me because then when the army shows up to help fight the giant 16-foot space spiders, and Chevy and all his friends pick up the machine guns with grenade launchers, it makes sense because for the last 5 or 6 years of their teenage years, they've been using shotguns and rifles to go hunting, right? So jumping from that to the bigger armaments, you know, it's much different than if someone's never ever picked up a gun before and they pick up a machine gun. What's the odds of knowing what the heck to do, right? So I wanted to make it realistic. With giant 16-foot space spiders, that was important to me to make the story very realistic. So I made the agreement with the universe, whatever happens. So I'm writing the story at the beginning. Chevy's part of the hunting group, a great bunch of guys, and all of a sudden, I remember, throw in conflict, right? That's part of, and conflict is often different people, right? So I said, oh, it's a great bunch of guys, and there's one woman, one young woman in the hunting group. And I didn't know her name, I didn't know her background, I didn't know anything about her, but I was like, oh, that'll be a good possibility of conflict and interest later on in the story, right? That'll drive it. So then I go on, write the story, and then I had the hunting group show up at a point when everything all looked lost, right? Then the friends show up at this one point, fantastic, they help out, and of course the young woman is part of the group. And then all of a sudden I had this great idea. It just came to me in a flash, like a dream. Chevy's best friend has a new girlfriend, right? And they're fighting together, and this other young woman from the hunting group is his ex-girlfriend. So it's Chevy's best friend's ex-girlfriend. And his best friend never officially broke up with her. Okay, so now this young woman shows up on the battle scene. They're trying to save the world, they're trying to save themselves, and ideally save Prom, right? All craziness breaking loose, and she's totally pissed off that this guy never broke up with her officially and started dating someone else. So you've got these awesome, fun, personal arguments that mean so much to both of these characters, but you've got the apocalypse Armageddon going on, right? And so that was so much fun to write. It was so great to come in, and it all stemmed from, at the very beginning, running with the idea, oh, there's a young woman in the hunting group, right? So that's the encouragement. That's the idea for today, is to, and the client story is she wanted to do something fun. She was an artist as well as writing a book. She wanted to do something fun. She came up with this mythical character creature. Said, I don't care, I just want to have fun. I'm just going to do for fun, not put pressure on that it has to be this. What am I going to do? How's that going to fit in? So she's drawing, totally fun. And then as she draws it, loves it, fantastic, beautiful. Then all of a sudden she's like, she draws something else and puts something in the mythical character's hand. I'm not going to reveal much. And all of a sudden she realized, oh my gosh, this can actually tie in the story that I'm working. So what was so beautiful about that, and how I see it all ties in, is she totally threw away good sense. She said, I'm going to spend this week, the next 10 days, drawing something that has nothing to do with my book. That's just totally fun and something I want to do. And as she drew it, all of a sudden, it tied right into it, right? So who knows? And always, 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 first draft is not the last draft. So worst case scenario, right? Don't use it if it doesn't work. But how we can use that to our advantage is it frees us up. Let's go the pressure. It's like, all right, I'm just open. I'm going to run with this. We're going to have fun. An idea pops in my head. I'm going to go with it, and we'll see how it goes. And my experience is it can actually surprise us and make the adventure more fun of creating, because I surprise myself and wow myself. And it can actually make the story or the artwork or the online course or whatever we're creating actually better, because that inspiration and thinking, insight comes from somewhere else, and we get to participate in it. So enjoy, have fun.